Yo, legends, what's up? What's up? How we doing? I hope you can hear me. You should be able to hear me. I think. Yo, John. Yo, Y4P. Mike, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Gonna wait 1 or 2 more minutes for more people to join, and then we're gonna start. We're gonna have a little look at crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. We will check out, and Nasdaq, of course. So let's see. How's it going, guys? I hope you all have a nice day. We are dumping currently pretty hard. That's nice, that's nice. Okay. Let's get this thing going. Let's quickly analyze NQ, see what we have. On the hour one, we are obviously bullish, but not that important. Currently, we swept Asia high today, or Asia high did sweep immediately, and then we put in those. We swept the sweep again, basically, with this liquidity grab right here. Right here. This is an equal high, so it's not a valid high. It's not a liquidity grab from this side. Those are equal highs. And we broke structure right here. This was the valid low. Why? This low brought us to this high right here. Market structure is really ugly at this chop around right here. But this was the valid low to break. Obviously, we broke it. And now we swept Asia low as well. As you can see, we have a pretty decent reaction now of Asia low. And currently market is obviously bearish. I don't think I need to analyze much. We are making lower highs, lower lows. And currently we have this high right here to break to switch back to bullish. So now we need to let the opening range form, of course. We're gonna let the price play out and then see if we switch structure, then I might try longs. But if we stay bearish like this, after creating the range, I might take continuation shorts. But for now, that's all up in the air. We don't know yet what's gonna happen. We first need to wait for the range to get created. It's in the next 8 minutes. Then we're gonna map out the plans. I'm gonna show you my plans exactly that I have. And after that, we're gonna wrap it up. So let's wait 8 more minutes for the range to get created. If you have any questions, of course, guys, always feel free to write in the chat. And now let's check crypto quickly. From my hour 4 hour 1 system that I teach to all my students, we had this trade still running, or I think some of my students are already out. They had a better entry than me. But overall, this was my draw on liquidity. It got hit yesterday at midnight. So I took most off of this trade, or if I didn't take this trade, but all my students took it, or most of my students that already trade the hour 4 hour 1 system properly took this trade. This was my draw, so for me this trade is basically done. I just had it a little bit higher, but most of the trade is done. Now it's just leaving runners higher. And the plan for Bitcoin right now is, let's quickly check where the hour 4 is standing. But the hour 4 is still bullish. This is still the same leg as in the last stream. At least I think, let me see. Yes, this leg is not invalidated yet, so I will add on longs if we retrace now back inside right here. This would be my plan. And somewhere in this area, wait for a clean new shift in structure, and then I would add longs. and we have nice highs right here that we can target. So this would be, of course, a nice draw, and this would be a trade idea for Bitcoin for me. Very simple, guys. We're retracing into the discount zone again, as you can see on the hour 4. Hour 4 bias is bullish, so we look for longs in the discount zone. We are retracing currently pretty well, and if we retrace further, I'm gonna add longs if we get a nice clean shift in structure according to all my rules right here. Then I would add another long onto this long that's already running for most of my students, and then we will see how it will play out, guys. That's basically my Bitcoin scenario. Much else I have not going on Bitcoin. I can't short. I have to wait for longs. I have to wait for retracements now, since this has been the chance already for the long. FOMOing into anything right here makes no sense. I wait for clean retracements, nice shifts in structure, and then I enter after confirmations. And that's the plan for Bitcoin, guys. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask. Don't be shy, don't be shy. You can ask me anything you want. And then we will go on with Ethereum. Ethereum is still bearish from this big leg to the downside, so I'm still in this short. Right here we had this big leg to the downside. It's all one leg because we don't have any 2 consecutive up candles on this leg down. So from this top to this bottom, it's all one leg. And I am just looking to short in the discount zone again. And on the hour 1, we had this trigger right here. It's already from the 28th of July, so almost 14 days. And this trade is still running for me. I'm still in it, waiting for some new clean shifts right here. This would be a clean low to break right here. And if we get below here, then we would have a new shift in structure, and then I would probably tighten my stop loss to somewhere around here. So tighten the first stop loss to this level and add a little position right here with the same risk as before. So in total I would then risk again 1R, and the R is then higher for the win since we are tightening the stops of the first position and adding a little bit of risk. We keep the risk the same basically, but we add more size, we add another position to it, so the rewards can be potentially way bigger. And this would be my Ethereum scenario. Break below here, add a short, and target the lows right here. This would be my add-on play for Ethereum. Strahlenfit, maybe it's German, I don't know. If it is, what's up? NQ, we already went over. I have to wait 3 more minutes for the opening range to get created, and then we are mapping out the plans for NQ. But for Ethereum, this would be it. I'm mixing up German and English now. This would be it for Ethereum. Clean market structure shift right here. Of course, there's always another scenario if we go a little bit higher and then the shift would happen here. I would also add it. It wouldn't make much difference. But if we get the shift right here, I can tighten my stops of the first position. So the stop would move from here to this low right here, because this is the new invalidation. And then I would add this short to the position, keep my risk the same, but add more size, so the reward will be potentially way bigger. Yo, what's up, Handy? Welcome to the stream, man. So this is it for Ethereum for now. Waiting for this structure shift right here, and not much more to it, guys. Trading can be very simple. Bitcoin plan is also clear. Ethereum plan is clear. Quickly screening the market, and now Solana. This long right here was a full success. I don't know when I planned it, but I planned it somewhere. I don't know if I planned it in the last stream. I don't know. I posted it on YouTube. Not on YouTube. I posted it on X, of course. So plans on Solana were pretty clean, and Solana is now. Let's see where Solana stands. We are still bullish. This trade is done. So basically we now again have to wait for retracements. Retracements to down here. So we shift structure from this low right here. And then after that I would again long if we get clean shifts with the same process as before. Since our 4 is in this discount zone right here, this long is done. And if we now get bearish again, I wait for the structure shift to bullish again in this zone right here. And then I would take another Solana long, of course. And that's all the magic there is to it, guys. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. Quickly posting the plan on X right here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Then crypto is done. Let's go back to NQ. Quickly screening NQ, seeing our scenarios for the day. Since the opening range is now closed, we have those 3 candles, 1530. This is the 1530 candle, and the next 3 M5 candles are my range. So this is the top right here. And this is the bottom. Now let's map out the scenarios for the day. I can see that we have a short and a long scenario for today. First of all, long scenario would be if we reclaim this high right here with 2 closes, then we would switch structure because this is the high we have to break for NQ to switch back to bullish on the M5, and then I would basically long the retest of this range to those highs right here. Those are my targets. This is the long scenario if we get a trend reversal. But second scenario is a continuation short. We are already bearish, so I will short if we break down below the range low, and then I will target those lows right here. 1.2 is my break-even zone, 1.5 is my target. Now I'm setting my alarms. I always work with alarms. I don't want to stare at the chart too much. So now I get notified, and as well for this high right here I can set an alarm. If we get above, I get a notification, and then I can enter my setups. What's the difference between those guys? Here we need 2 candle closes above. Why? Because we need to switch structure first, of course. This is the high right here we have to break, and we only break it if we close 2 candles above. Then market is bullish, of course, and then we can enter the limit on the range high and the stop loss at the range low. Second, short scenario, we only need 1 close below because market is already bearish, and that only means if we get below the range low while being bearish, that's already the trigger, and it needs to be a solid close below. It should be above 3 points into both sides. So 3-point close below here, 1 candle close, we can short. 2 candle closes above here, at least 3 points, I can comfortably long. And those candle closes have to be consecutive, guys. 2 consecutive candles above here. And that's the plan for NQ basically, guys. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. Let's see, dumping on New York Open, usually lower time frame bullish on crypto. Yes, potentially. But let's see in the next few minutes. For now, we are dumping. But there might be a reversal coming, of course. It's always possible. NQ is now stronger. John, let's wait. Let's see, waiting for longs. Okay. For now, I also would like longs, to be honest. But yeah, it's up in the stars, of course. We don't know. We don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And that's basically the setup for today, guys. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask me right now. Then we can go over the questions. If you have a chart I should look at, write the chart in the chat. I can look at the chart as well. I have analyzed everything that I analyze. And now let's wait and see if market presents us with a setup. We don't chase any setups, of course, guys. We wait for the setups to come. We already know what we want to see before the trade comes. We don't act based on emotions. We act based on our system and our triggers, and we exactly know what we want to see right now. And if it's not happening, I'm not trading, guys. I know it's hard, especially if you're a full-time trader, but you have to learn to sit on your hands and wait for your setups to come and be disciplined about it and consistent. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to ask now. If not, then we're gonna wrap it up and we're gonna wait. Of course, I will take those setups now. I will post them in my Discord for my students, of course. They will see every setup that I take. But of course I map it out here, right? I map it out for you right here as well, once a week on Monday, so you can see those plans as well. So entry is a rebound on the line. Eve, what's up? Yes, if we get 2 candle closes above here, then market would switch bullish, because this is the high we have to break currently. So if we get above here with 2 candle closes, 2 consecutive candle closes, then I take a retest of the range high with the stop loss below as an invalidation and these as targets. And that would be the long setup. Yes, yes. Entry is always near the line. It's most of the time like 3 points above or 3 points below to not get front run. Yo, Niels, what's up? Yo, Christopher, how do you deal with breaching an account? Slow grind back to fund it. In the end, yes, you have to like deal with breaching accounts. Sometimes that's just part of the game. Of course, at this point in life, I have more money available, so I buy a new challenge and I can basically just full send it and pass it relatively quick. And that's how I do it now. If you don't have too much margin available, of course, don't take too much risk, you know. Be very conservative, know your setups, know your data, first of all. You have to know how many trades in a row you will roughly lose, and then you base your risk around that. Leave a little bit of a buffer zone. If I know I can lose 6 trades in a row, for example, and I have 6% drawdown, I won't risk 1% per trade, because the losing streak will come again at some point, and then I would lose my account. So I would base the risk. Maybe if I lose 6 trades in a row, I have 6% drawdown, I would risk like 0.6, 0.7%. Then I have like a little room for error as well, and don't risk too much on the funded account. And of course, the goal is to increase your funded capital so you can take the lower trade risks, because in the end, if you have a 10k funded account and you risk 0.6%, in the end, that's not much, you know. And the goal is to scale the funded accounts, to scale the capital you have available, because then you don't need to risk as much. You can risk 0.6, 0.7, 0.8%. If you have 500k funding, that's a nice risk, you know, and that's the goal. So you don't have to over risk and and come close to breaching your accounts. And of course, I also teach to all my students how I handle my risk during my funded accounts, during my evaluation. That's all part of my one-on-ones. And if anyone is interested in that, of course, you can either send me a DM on X or on Instagram, and there's also a link somewhere below here probably, or on my YouTube channel, where you can fill out a form. Then we can see if you would be the right fit for it, and then we can basically get you there as well. And I would like, yeah, I teach all the stuff that I know in my one-on-ones. I help people to basically profit from prop firms and from trading, and that's the goal, I think, for most of us. But I hope that answered your question, Christopher. Just risk less on funded accounts, and once you have a bit of margin available, once you know your data, you can also risk a little bit more on the evaluation to speed up the whole process, basically. I pass most of my evaluations with 2 trades, something like that. So I don't waste too much time on evaluations anymore. Also, for a new evaluation, you try to get funded in 1 trade, and once funded, trade with less risk. Yeah, yes, exactly. Something like that, Christopher. That's like a good approach. Of course, you will breach more evaluations that way, but once you have more money available, it shouldn't hurt you too much, and the return will be way bigger, because you leverage your money so well with funded accounts. So you can breach like 3 evaluations. Is it that bad. If you have enough available, it's not. And then once you are funded, you have your funded capital, and then you tone back the risk, and then you make the losses back, and then you make the losses on top, of course, and then you make the profits on top as well. If my entry is a market order, usually for NQ I only take limit orders. Not sure how the fees are with NQ. I don't know if they are. Most fees for NQ are probably not that high, but limit orders are most of the time cheaper. That's true. For crypto, limit orders are way cheaper. I don't know about NQ how crazy it is, but limit order is should always be a little bit cheaper. Until when are you waiting for a setup? At what time do you say, okay, no trades? Most of the time, at my time, at 10 o'clock in the night, it's done. I don't take anything anymore. At New York time, that's probably something like, good question, probably like, I can say at 10 o'clock Central European time, I will stop trading. It's probably around 3 or 4, 5 p.m. New York time, something like that. Then I would not take a trade anymore, because then I also wanna go to chill. I wanna chill down eventually, you know. And at 22 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I don't take any more trade. If the setup doesn't happen till then, that's just my rule. I don't take it afterwards. And then the next day I will get a new setup. 14 or 15, yeah, something around that. Fees on NQ are 0. Yeah, I thought fees on NQ are most of the time like not existent, so it doesn't really matter. Christopher, got it. Thanks so much and God bless. Thank you, man. Thank you as well. Thanks for tuning in. So now let's wait how the market plays out. NQ is currently chopping in the range, so we have to be patient now and wait. As I mentioned, I set my alarms right here. I'm not staring at this chart now for the next 7 hours like this and wait for my setup. I get notified once we close above or close below, and then I know it's time to work. But until then, I don't need to lock up my eyes on this computer screen anymore. So if you have any more questions, guys, of course, feel free to ask now. If not, we're gonna wrap it up. I wanna thank you all for tuning in with so many people. Very nice to see so many people tune in to the live streams. Monday after NFP always choppy. Yes, probably. But Asia did some movement today, but Asia was actually not too unclean. But if Asia expands like a lot, I don't know if New York will expand a lot. So maybe we get a no trade day. John, let's chop the markets. Yes. Okay, guys, perfect. Thank you all for tuning in. If anyone is interested in my one-on-one mentorship, it's not a course, it's actually a one-on-one mentorship where I work with you one-on-one for 6 months. If you're interested in that, check the link down below. You can like fill out a form or send me just a DM anywhere, and we will find the DM, and then we will have a little chat, see if you're the right fit for it. If anyone is interested. Is the lowest time frame you use to hour 1? On crypto, hour 1 is the lowest, yes. On NQ it's M5. NQ is like the lower time frame, and crypto is like more higher time frame. It's like hour 4 bias and hour 1 execution. NQ is just M5. Okay, guys, awesome. Thank you all for tuning in. I wish you a nice rest of the day. Have a nice day. Put some work in, but also don't beat yourself up. Don't look too much at the screen. And if you are in any trades, good luck. And of course, I will send out the trade to all my students that are watching now as well. And yeah, if you want to see those trades, as I mentioned, send me a DM or fill out the link below, and then we have a little chat. Okay, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a nice day, and I will see you next Monday. Peace out.